So the acid reflux, yes, over the years have slowly dripped and torn my two organs, which caused the beginning stages of stomach cancer and esophageal cancer. And I just thank God, my ancestors, for allowing my doctor to pick up on this. He said, you would never really realize this unless you're looking for this. And he said, I'm glad I did do this because you wouldn't have made it another year.
What? This is the Rolling With Tay Podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay. And on this episode, I have a fellow Black Girls Do Bike member, LaKreisha, aka Kree. She's an endurance athlete, and we're going to dive into her journey into the world of multi-sport racing. First off, I already said this before we started recording, but thank you for being a guest. Thank you again for being a guest on the podcast. Funny enough, we met, I guess, on Facebook first. We were Facebook friends first before we met in person. And I just kept seeing her post about doing multi-sport events. And I'm like, dang, she's doing another one? So I had to talk to her and find out what this is all about. And we're going to dive deeper into how she got into endurance sports, some of her toughest challenges she's faced, some of her most rewarding part of the journey of multi-sport racing. Like, how'd you get into it? So let's get into it.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for being here. I completely appreciate the opportunity of telling my story, my testimony, as well as sharing with everyone, especially those of color. It is a sport that you do not see too many of us. I like to say you only see a few chocolate chips amongst the athletes that are doing some of these multi-sports. So, and I must say before I get started, a epiphany that really resonated with me, the three disciplines of triathlon or multi-sports, particularly triathlon, because there are multi-sports that have other disciplines, but the swim, bike, run, those are all three forms of transportation.
Facts.
Right? I never really looked at it in this way when I first started, but those are the modern three forms of transportation that we have used since slavery: swim, bike, and run. And I'm glad to put it in that perspective because now it makes me work harder. So my story, I've always wanted to participate in a triathlon or do a multi-sports, but I've never was at my healthiest. I've always grown up with some health concerns, but, I never, I was a swimmer. I did swim in high school. I did volleyball, basketball, and I did a couple of sports, but it was more of spending time with friends. It wasn't something to achieve a scholarship or for fitness for that matter, because I've always been a healthy, round girl, curves everywhere, and I appreciate them. It wasn't until 2021, actually before the pandemic, I've had a acid reflux problem. Actually, that's where it started. And I would tell my doctor, for years, since I had my son is 14 now, but at the time, let's say he was 12, 11, for a good, time, I was telling him something's wrong. And, my doctor is thorough. We did look, and she would give me a new medication of some sort to take, and it will subside and do what it needs to do for 6 months. And then I'm back at it with, something wrong. So if we want to fast forward to 2021, finally I found a doctor who said, your acid reflux is a little bit, I guess, there's more irritation than I've seen with most. So, we're going to do a simple procedure. You'll be in and out, back to work, no time. Okay, not a problem. I'm scared because I've never had a procedure in my life. So for me to have someone put something down my throat to check, and I was scared. So finally, we decided to do it. And in that process, he discovered that I had 2 organs that were torn apart. So the acid reflux, yes, over the years have slowly dripped and torn my 2 organs, which caused the beginning stages of stomach cancer and esophageal cancer. And, I just thank God, my ancestors, for allowing my doctor to pick up on this. He said, you would never really realize this unless you're looking for this. And he said, I'm glad I did do this because you wouldn't have made it another year.
What?
This was in November. He said, you would not have seen 2022. So I was thankful for the opportunity, thankful for my doctor to realize this. And I looked at it as a second chance. I looked at it as an opportunity for me to now do all those things that was on my list before my mom passed away. I told her I would do and I wanted to do. So with this type of surgery that I had, it's called fundoplication. With this type of surgery, my health insurance give me the whole gamut. They cover for a nutritionist, a trainer, because it's all with prevention. They want to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And so I got on that road. I got a nutritionist, I got a specialist, a dietitian, a trainer, a management coach, all of it to help. And at the end of the day, I started running. So of the 3 disciplines, swim, bike, and run, I'm a swimmer. I'm a swimmer at heart. The biking, I'm just starting to love. The running, I can do without.
Me too.
Right. That's the part that gets me. So, but my trainers and everyone have taught me different ways to combat that and overcome. And I thought, and I've got other little devices that will help and little tips and tricks that have helped me along the way. So I was able to, like I said, get for 1 year. My insurance had all these to learn how to eat right, how to sleep. Sleep was important. I now had to get 7-8 hours of sleep. I had to just really time manage my schedule. I'm a mother of 2 teens and a wife, and I have a little fur puppy. And so I'm taking care of everyone else. I really, really had to take the time to assist, support, and help myself. And my whole family was on that journey and has been on that journey with me to help me. And in that whole process, I have lost 80 pounds.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
Thank you. And this has been the healthiest I've been in my adult life. So I'll never forget with my friend Sharon. She's also a sorority sister of mine. She's also a Jack and Jill mother with me. She's in Black Girls Do Run. She's a coach, a mentor. She's all of those things. I said, I'm scared, but there is a triathlon coming up in Jersey Shore. Let's try it. It seems really nice. She said, okay, girl, this will be my second one. This will be your first. We'll do it. And my first triathlon, I had a full bike. a folding bike.
Yeah.
My kids call it a clown bike, but I love it. Was it the most appropriate bike for this? No, but I still tried, and I had a lot of fun. We did the swim, which was perfect. The bike, it was the wrong bike, but I'm hustling, bustling, getting it done. And then I did the run, and I was so, so, so proud of myself. Which, as you may know, with skating and everything else, these become addictive.
They do.
Right? And then you're like, okay, let me try again. And in that same process, my friend, she told me about Black Girls Do Bike, and she told me about other organizations, Fast Chicks, and another friend told me about Fast Chicks. Fast Chicks is a organization of women nationally now, from I want to say from 30 to 80 years old. Women, doing all facets of swim, bike, run, skiing, hiking, mountain climbing, doing the whole gamut. And it is such a welcoming environment. They welcome you, they embrace you, they help you, they guide you, and they give you, listen, for my next try, I'm serious, for my next try, one of the women who is also a friend of mine, and she's in Fast Chicks, she said, Kree, we cannot be on no folding bike trying to do a try. And I said, I know. I said, these bikes are very expensive. And, starting this is a very expensive sport,
Yes.
and I was pricing out some bikes. She said, listen, if you come down to my house, my first Ironman that I did, my bike is sitting in my garage. You come and pick it up, it's yours. Girl, I said, where's my keys? Because bikes are expensive. They are, 7,000, 8,000 and more. Not no 2 and 3. If you really want a really, really good bike, you're gonna spend over $6,000. And I'm not even talking about with the little bells and whistles. I'm talking about just
The basics.
The
Right.
basics. Exactly. So I wish I had pictures to show you right now. I went and I got that bike, and I started training for my next triathlon, and it was great. So my next one was, and this was a challenge, was the Escape the Cape. So Escape the Cape is in Cape May, and it's similar to the what is that prison?
Alcatraz?
Alcatraz. So Escape Alcatraz is a huge triathlon event that happens, and all people from all over the world come. So they have a mini version called Escape the Cape in New Jersey, down in Cape May. And they take you out on this huge boat. They bring you out halfway in the ocean. You have to jump off the boat, swim in, then bike, and then you run on sand on the beach for the 5K, 3 miles on sand. And I said, okay, I'm up for this challenge. I got me a bike. I got my gear. I had my wetsuit, and I'm ready. And so I did it. And I'm really excited. I got my medal and with my girls. And then someone said, Kree, your eyelid is drooping. And I was like, no, that's just water. And I tried to wipe it away. And she said, no. Oh my God, my whole face blew up and started dripping. I was having a allergic attack.
Oh.
And it was a perfect storm. So Tay, I had to go. They had to ship me to the emergency room. And I had to get 2 shots of Benadryl, I guess, to bring down the inflammation in all the hives. So come to find out, because afterwards I went to my allergist. In Cape May, in June, it is the world migration of crab sharks, shark crabs. That's what they're called, and they're all from all over the world migrate to Cape May in June. And during this time, not only that, we were having the air quality from Canada.
Yeah.
You remember the air
Yeah.
quality was coming over, so that was coming out, and the air quality was affecting the dandruff and the pollen and everything. It was just a perfect storm for me. So all of these things in the mix that I'm allergic to, because I'm allergic to sea fish, iodide, but never that it needs to be next to me. But it was all the crabs in the world, or shark crabs in the world at the bottom of this. And I'm running to, and I see all their shells.
Yeah.
And I'm running. I'm like, oh my God, who? What? Yes. So I love my doctor, my allergist. She and her staff put together the analysis of the day that I went and everything that happened in Cape May. So she was able to see how many crabs, wind world, the Connecticut air quality, everything was. She was able to analyze why I got an attack
Oh my
on that
gosh.
day. And I'm just like, I've swum in open water before. I said, this is the first time here in Cape May, and she gave me the analysis, and I'm looking at it, and my husband and I are like, oh my gosh. So it was that, and it was another shellfish that also migrates during that time, but not at the greatness of the crab. And so I was just in awe because I finished. I was smiling, but my face was drooping. I was turning into a crab.
That is crazy.
That, that is crazy. That is crazy. And I've never, ever, ever thought that would have been a problem because I had a wetsuit on and I had everything, and I was just, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't recall drinking that much water. I just, and that was funny to me. It wasn't funny in the moment,
I bet
but
it was.
it was funny afterwards, and we talked about it afterwards, and my husband, he was in the middle of something. He was like, should I come and run and get? I was like, no, I'm going to check into a hotel. I'll stay at the hotel the next day. And I was okay. And then I'll be okay to drive. And this is where I'm telling you, friendship comes with my Black Girls Do Bike and my community, my tribe community fashion. They stayed with me. And one of them was from PA, another one from DC. And it was like, we cannot let you just stay here by yourself.
Right.
They stayed with me that extra day. They stayed with me all the time in the hospital, and then they stayed with me the next day in the hotel. And I was just so grateful for that. And I was able to find a community. But I'm thankful and grateful that I had the opportunity. And I was just I was praising, not only did I make it through this allergy attack, that I was able to do this in the totality and finish. But now, after or before each race that I do, whether it's a try or not, my allergist and I have a plan. I have to, she have a concoction for me that I have to do at least a week or two before each race, where I have to take allergy. Eye medicine is all prescribed, a nose spray, and a pill. And I have to take all these things so my body is immune if I go in open water or whatever I need to do. So I do this. I do this religiously now for every race that I prepare. And it has worked.
Okay, great.
And so far, it has been great. And, so that has been my one challenge with that one. So since I had that challenge, though, I had a PTSD with going into open water. It was scary for me, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this open water again. So I then started to do the Run Disney series. So Run Disney's have these wonderful series, and one of them I made into a dualathon because I did some virtual, and so the dualathon you'll run, but then I got on my bike and then I will run. So, and I taped it. So I ran and I biked. So that's a dualathon where you run, bike, and then run. There's also aquathons where you run, swim, and then run. There's also aqua bikes where you swim and then you bike. So there's a whole multi-sports opportunities in different ways that you can still participate. And if you're scared, listeners, of doing one or the same, a swim, a bike, or a run, there's still opportunities because in this process, and people hearing my story, I told you I had a testimony. Ironman reached out to me, the Ironman Foundation, and I became the 2024 Ironman recipient.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And so during that time, Ironman provided me with the Ironman certified coach, provided me with a scholarship that allowed me to get all the little items that I need. And like I said, this is an expensive sport.
It
And
is.
then they sent me a whole bunch of swag, kits and tri pants and hats and gloves and everything that I will need for all three sports. And most importantly, I had two other teammates, Rohan and Rick. So one of them had to go to, he was in the army, he had been shipped to Korea. So then it was just myself and Rohan. And so they have the Ironman Foundation program, which is called Race for Change, was set up for three people. And since we lost the third, we had to readjust. So I did my first Ironman relay. So they set you up with three. You do a relay for the first one, and then you do a Ironman 70.3, and then your third one you can do a 70.3 or a full 140.6 Ironman. So I performed my first Ironman relay last year, 2024, in September
Nice.
at Joan Beach, New York. I had three of my friends, and one did the swim, I did the bike, and another did the run. That was the coldest day in, I'm telling you, in September. Everyone, even the cameraman, was wrapped up. They were wrapped up in garbage bags. I'm telling you, if you look in the net and you go to Ironman New York 2024, and you will see the cameraman wrapped up. It was crazy. It was the coldest day. It was fierce, and I wind up, and it was raining too. Not only was it cold, but it was raining, and I had to do 56 miles on the bike. I finished in 4 hours and 17 minutes.
Ooh.
So that to me, yes, I was just, I was in awe, but now I have to beat that for
Nice.
my next one coming up in June. So I did 4 hours and 17 minutes on the bike, but it was cold. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move my hands. All I could do is just think, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And that's it. I saw many accidents because it was so cold. Some, pros were flying around the corners and they were running into each other. And all I did was I was just slow and steady. I
That's
was
it.
slow
That's
and
it.
steady. And to complete the Ironman 70.3, you have to do it in, I want to say, 8 hours and 30 minutes. We completed well before then because, like I said, I was 4 hours and 17 minutes on the bike. My partner for the swim, she completed in less than an hour, and my partner on the run, she did it, I don't know, in less than two. So we were well in the time frame, but that was a challenging day in itself. But you don't pick, you pick your race. You don't pick the weather.
Right.
The race that you get is you just have to make those adjustments. That's one of the key in this multi-sport world is adjusting. And sometimes you have to adjust. You may hurt your foot, or someone may kick you in the head while you're swimming. You really just have to make those adjustments during those times. And that is some of the things that you learn with your coach. Your coach teach you your breathing, how to breathe. So it's not just the three disciplines. A lot of people think that it's more than that. It's sleeping. It's your nutrition. It's breathing. It's meditating. I say take yoga, take Pilates. So it's a lot in this training. I have plenty of several triathlons since then. I've done about 5 or 7 since then. They've all been sprints, so there's different levels. And I've always not have done my best in the run. I will admit that. But I have a little trick that I do. I run, or excuse me, I jog for 4 minutes, and then I walk fast for 1 minute. So I jog, walk fast, jog, walk fast. And that's how I get through that. Now my coach is teaching me a different method so that, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't put much effort in my, in my run, because I'm just like, it is what it is. I am not running. And I've been putting more effort in my swim and my bike, but I've been putting more effort in my run, because I really feel I can podium at my next Ironman, which is going to be, and I'm doing it all by myself. It's going to be June 22nd in Rockford, Illinois, and I will be swimming 1.2 miles in the Rockford River. I will be biking 56 miles in the, I think it's the Dandridge Rockford Park. And I will be running as well in that park for 13.1 miles, all by myself. And I have a goal. I hope to do this in 6 hours. And I've been working hard. I really think I can podium. Again, there isn't too many people that look like me. Even though I lost 80 pounds, I still have my curves. I'm still thick. And you don't see too many people that look like me. And that is another thing. I'm not saying I'm doing it for the culture. I'm doing it for people. I'm doing this because I can. I do this because I didn't think I would have the opportunity. And so when I'm ready to give up, I just think about, you know what? You almost didn't have an opportunity, girl. You almost could do that. So if you can just go a little bit longer, you would get through this. And then I say to myself, you're right. I do it for my children who are teenagers right now. I do it for my husband, who is so proud of me that I'm able, willing, and getting up in discipline. I get up, I swim 3 days a week. I get up at 5 something and go I have a coach, and we meet 3 days. I swim 3 days to make sure that I'm breathing correctly, and I have my right posture and state and form, and I'm biking. I'm biking with Black Girls Do Bike. We just finished our March training series.
Congratulations.
I wasn't able to make the graduations. Thank you. I wasn't able to make the graduation, and I'm running on my own, and there is also, it's called the New Jersey Masters that run. So they run on Tuesdays near me. So I haven't found a group near me that runs, but in the other 2 disciplines, I've been having a little help and support. But hopefully now it's getting a little warmer outside. There'll be more people and more groups that are outside to run with. So I think my family and my tri community. I could not do that without them. Like I said, I got a bike that someone let me borrow, and then they said keep it, and I was like, wow. I didn't have some of the equipment, the kits. I was gifted some of those, and they helped me get started. And so, yes, it is an expensive sport. However, you can get some of the basics. Get some nice running shoes, get some shades that you like, and you get a nice kit because it dries fast and it doesn't, it's more buoyant and it doesn't hold water when you're doing other disciplines. And you just get a helmet and get out there and you make it work. Take it slow and steady. So, of the tries that I've done, most of them are really warm and giving. Ironman is the only one. It's not the only one, but it's the real one that really times
Yeah.
you. So, although they give you a certain time frame to finish, they realize that you cannot take 3 hours to swim.
Yeah.
And if you're going to take 3 hours, then you're not going to make the markers for the bike and the run. So I've been blessed. I've been blessed with a community that help and support, and people I can call and vent. I'm like, oh God, this is not working. I just need some help. Tell me something. How can I get this to work? And I'm like, well, here, I'm gonna send you a video. Don't cry. We'll get this done. So I'm telling you, the community, the tri community is very important. And I found a few on Facebook from Black Cycling to women who try and women who try hard. There's so many of them out there, and some of them are more active than all. So with this all, and this will be my last story, and I'll let you talk. The USA Triathlon is the governing body of all the triathlon community. In order to do a triathlon, you have to have a USA membership number. Whether you have one for a day or you have one you can buy for the gear, you have to go through USA Triathlon. So remember, I explained I was doing the Run Disney series.
Yeah.
I ran into a coach, not literally but figuratively, and she is wonderful. She's in my area. She actually is in New York. I don't know if she works with Empire Tri. Her name is Doc Golden.
Yeah,
and
I've heard of her. Yes.
Holiday, yes,
That's
Doc.
why we're following each other on Instagram.
Yes, she is awesome. She loved working with new triathletes, and I love that because she knows the struggles. She understands some of when you hit a wall and when you keep trying and you can't get out of, why am I doing this wrong? Why can't I? There's a certain way to bike in order to get speed. So there's certain things that you can do, to help in your performance. And she has been awesome. So someone told me to reach out to her as my coach, and unfortunately, she had so many clients, too many clients, that she couldn't take me on. She had so many marathon runners for this Run Disney. So, and this was just last year, and she, we kept in touch. I follow her story. Has a wonderful story as well, and she reached out to me a couple of months ago, like in January, and said, "Hey, I'm an ambassador for USA Triathlon, and they're having a multi-sport for diversity called Try Together National Championships in June. They're giving, scholarship. They're paying for a lot of the opportunities, and they're looking for, diverse and women who are new to the sport." And I said, okay, send me the information. I looked it up to see if it'll work in my schedule. And say, I'm new to this, but I am true to this.
Ah.
Girl. So I looked at it and I said yes. I said yes. They offer an opportunity each day for something. The first day is open water swim for new beginners, and not just diversity in color, but also diversity in disabilities. I have a disability with my eyes, where that was another challenge that I had with the swim, and my coach didn't realize this. I said, yeah, I swim with my eyes closed. He said, how do you swim with your eyes closed? I said, I just follow everyone else and I just swim as fast so I can keep up with everyone else. And he was like, no, I think we need to look into that. So I was able to get an appointment with my my doctor, my optometrist, who got me in touch with a specialist who now I have special contacts that I use for training, and I have special contacts that I use for race day. And it's been a whole new world for me to see while swimming. And my eye problem does not raise to a disability with the triathlon rules, but I have been able to solve that problem. And I can't wear contacts every day because of my condition of my eyes, but I was able to get a special contact that I can use daily and then something I can use monthly. So I can have something I can just pop out and then I can go for my bike and my run. So with that said, they have also opportunities for those with disabilities, all types of disabilities to run. So the first day they have an opportunity for open water swim. They also have, like I said, aquathon, where you can swim and run. They also have aqua bike, where you can swim and bike. They have dualathon, where you can run, bike, run. And they also have an opportunity where you can do a swim and run. And they have the tries. They have super sprints. So super sprints from regular super sprint triathlons are different from regular sprint triathlons. Super sprints is when you're might join 2 laps in the pool, and you'll bike for like 3 miles, and then you'll run 1 mile. So that's a super sprint. It gives you an opportunity,
just a little taste,
exactly, to do in all 3, but not at that same mileage and level. And it's going to be a whole bunch of us, and I'm super excited. And they have a opportunity, if you do 5 different races, you become a master, a master, what do you call a master sport racer or something, and then they'll give you a WWE belt, medal belt, not just your finisher medals, but you get that. And I'm excited because I'm going to bring my Rocky Road with me. I get my belt. I'm just really excited, and I like to have fun with it. There are in this sport, I've understood, and I see that there are some people that are serious. I mean, serious. And I try not to take it that serious. I really do. Like I said, I look at it now in 3 forms of transportation that I can do in a sport atmosphere and with fellow friends on the field with me, and we all take it with stride. We all cheer for each other. We have people at the end there to medal you, take pictures. We just make it community and help, because we're all there helping each other. It's not a competition for me. Although, everyone who finished gets a medal, but then there are also those who made podium first, second, and third. And that's fine too. That's fine too. I never, at this beginning stage is looking for the podium. But if I get that, I am going to exploit that. I'm going to be up there with my Rocky. Really, I'm going to bring my Rocky robe with me. And if I medal, I'm going to be on there with my Rocky robe.
Right.
I'm really excited for that. And that's coming up in June, too. That's the first week of June, right before my Ironman 70.3 in Rockford, Illinois. So, super excited.
Wow. Okay.
And you know what? I forgot to mention I had did a triathlon with my daughter. We did a kayak bike and run. Yes, so you kayak for a mile and a half. This is in New Jersey. It's kayak bike and run, and it was so much fun. We took lessons on kayaking because there's different ways you can roll, and we did that together. And then I did the bike, and then I did the run by myself, and that was super fun. And she and I had a wonderful time performing that one together. But there's different ones. I've also entered in a ski bike and run.
Ski bike and run.
Yes, that's in Alaska. Yes, in Alaska. And I had it was deferred, so I'm still waiting to do that. It was deferred because something had occurred, and they deferred it. So I'm excited to see what next year brings for this. Yeah. So there's all types, and that's why I said I look for the fun of it.
That's important to me, right? I like to have fun. Right. And if it's so serious and I'm doing this activity which I might not be the best at, say right. running, I want to have fun with it, so I'm right there with you.
This is true.
That I was going to ask you, are your children, like, now that you're doing this, and even your husband, are they like, you know what, maybe I should give this triathlon or duathlon a try?
They have. They haven't done that. They haven't gone to that extent yet. Okay. But they're biking. I got my husband to bike, and I got my children to bike as well. My son bikes to school now.
Nice.
Right. These are good things. And so really touching them in that way and hoping that they may. Because they have kid triathlons and kid events. My son just joined the wellness center with me as well. So he's looking to, I guess, he's 14 all trying to build up his little muscle tone. I said, God bless you. You're a little hard. And so, yes, he is working and doing that. And so are my husband as well. My kids, they know how to swim. So I'm trying to get them to be lifeguards too. That's a life skill. So yeah, trying to get the family involved because it's not just an exercise that helps you, I guess, lose weight or to maintain or to build muscle. But by becoming a lifeguard, it could be a financial option for you. Something I did when I was in college, and that offered a great opportunity. They were always, gated communities, the YMCA, YWCA, recreation centers. Mm-hmm. Everyone is looking for a lifeguard. So it could definitely be something that you can, have money on the side while you're in college. And,
that's right.
Will help you. Yeah. So yeah, they have decided to help in that way. No one's running. No one's running with me. But the biking and swimming, I have been able to entice and persuade them to go down that route. So yeah,
baby steps. Baby steps.
Yes, baby steps with
and
the ball.
Even if they don't get involved now, right? Later on.
Yes.
They know they can look back and say, yeah, my mom did that.
Yes.
So it won't be foreign to them.
Right.
They will already have experienced it in some form of fashion,
Exactly.
So I think that's really cool and important to just show, right? And I think that's great.
So this is the year of 50 for me. I turned 50 in January.
Hey, happy
Yes,
birthday!
yes, yes. And I'm celebrating every month. Every month is a new theme for me that I'm celebrating. And I waited. Well, I shouldn't say I waited. It came at this later in life for me to be the healthiest, uh, for me. So I can actually say, I'm just starting down this journey and later in life when, I know some women who've been doing this in their 20s, 30s, 40s, who's part of this tri community. And like I said, this is the year 50. I feel good. I'm proud of myself. I'm happy. I'm getting the sleep, the nourishment, and the care that I need, all in this time frame. And I said, and I feel good because someone, a friend of mine, said, "Oh, you're starting this so late," and I said, "Yes, girl, and I'll be 50." She said, "You telling everybody age?" Yes,
There
because
you
I'm
go.
good to be 50.
That is a blessing to be 50, right? That
Yes,
is a
yes,
blessing to be 50, and it doesn't matter when you start. I saw this video on YouTube, this little documentary about this 95-year-old weightlifter.
yes.
She started when she was 80.
80. Yes,
Did you see
yes,
it?
yes,
I
yes.
was just like,
In
that's
awe.
so inspiring. And it
Yes,
doesn't matter when you start, as long as
it's
you
that
start,
you start.
right? You started.
As long as you start. Exactly. And that's it. It doesn't matter. As long as you start somewhere. Even if you start with just a 15-minute walk.
That's right.
That's it. Or if you're on the bike for just a few around the corner, just start. Just start. Just start. Not only does it help you with your health and your wealth, it helps everything around you. Listen, let me tell you, like I said in the beginning, I did have some medical concerns. I'm not on any medication at this moment. I was taking all types for different things, and now, I'm not. I mean, other than my allergies,
Right.
but I'm not taking anything that I need to be, to sustain me. Like I said, I tried different things for my acid reflux, different, all types, and it just seemed like I was on medication for like 10 years or so, trying different things. But now I'm not. It's, I'm happy for that. I'm glad I don't have, because medication manipulates and change your mood swings or your drive, your energy level. So I'm not doing those things. Only nutrition I'm taking is to keep me energized and help me moving forward. To speak of that, nutrition is very important that you get that in. And it's not just heavy carbs. Some people think, oh, I got to get heavy carbs. No, 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 no. Everyone is different. For me, my nutrition is liquid. Mine is all liquid. I drink my nutrition. There's all types of gel bars you can take, gels, there's bars you can eat, there are powder. So I like to make powder drinks. I like smoothies. I have soup. I like everything that's liquid. It's just easier for me. But there are, like I said, bars. There are different carbs you can take to get your protein in. For me, it's just easier to to drink and have everything as a smoothie, soup, and and I'm getting it all in. I'm
Nice.
getting it all in. I have to eat 5, 6 times a day, every 2, 3 hours for me, because I eat in small portions. But for the most part, I like the liquid. Yes, I eat solid. Someone will say, "Do I eat any solid?" Yes, I'm a salmon, turkey, and vegetable person. I'm laying low on the chicken a little bit, but that that is something else I changed in my diet, and a lot of vegetables and fruit
Right.
and beans have sustained me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
doing really well with that, so I'm really proud of making that turn. But once again, I am new to this. I am not an expert, but I am true. It makes me feel good at the end of the day. It makes me feel good after a workout, and yeah, I'm I'm proud. My kids are proud of me that I'm able to do these things and to maintain them.
That you should be
Yeah.
proud. You should
Yeah.
be. I was gonna ask you, do you do any strength training with the cycling, the swimming, the running? Do you add any
So
strength training?
yes, yes. I'm getting into doing more strength training. I didn't, I should. I know a lot of my friends that do. I have not made that a focus of mine. But what I have done, which I felt I needed, was more not strength, but stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Stretching,
Mm-hmm.
yoga, because you can injure yourself.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize you can't just get on a bike and think you're going to do 56 miles,
Right.
right? And some people are like, oh, I can do that. No, you can cramp up. So stretching is important before, after, during, an event sometimes and in between.
Mm-hmm.
So I have focused on stretching and making sure that I don't injure myself. Like I said, I'm 50.
Right. Right.
I am not trying to,
Right.
yes, injure myself. And now my coach and I will be getting, now we're coming into spring, getting into more of the strength training. Actually, near me, there is a class that I want to take. It's strength training in the water.
Mm.
Yes, something totally new. So they have rope in the water. Yes, it's something new. So I'm gonna try that because I'm trying to say or trying to see how the strength training would fit into my schedule. So I said, if I can do that after a swim or before a swim and then swim, and it's in the water. So I'm trying to figure that out. They're having strength training where you can take lifting objects and you bring them to the other end while moving in the water. So, I'm looking at different things, just trying to see innovative opportunities that presents itself. Because I know the traditional strength training where people are lifting the bars, and I'm just like, I don't know. I am so scared of building muscle.
Mm.
I know some friends that are muscle performers where their body are lean. I would like to lean out a little bit. I'm not, look, I'm not afraid of my curves. I'm not, I love them. But at the same token, I'm really, really, really scared. Or not, I shouldn't say scared. I'm frightened that when you strength training,
Yeah.
you build that muscle.
Yeah.
Um, and I need to, I guess, see how I can build the muscle that's necessary, but not become a full muscle machine.
Yeah.
Because I know some people, that too, strength training becomes addicted to some folks, and they're really thick. Now, don't get me wrong, I could use some work in my arms and in my thighs. I'm not saying I can't, because I like Michelle Obama. Her arms are beautiful. I love it. And she tells a story. She gets up at 4:30 in the morning to work out and do her training. And I put on a method of that. I get up at 4:45 in the morning, 5 o'clock, before I have to be at work at 7:30 to work out, and then I work out at 4:45, 5 p.m. in the evening. Um, yes, during my Ironman training,
Right.
I work out in the morning and in the evening.
Okay.
Um, that's just the discipline.
Right.
But yeah, we're starting to add the strength training, and my coach just want me to get this running now.
Get that running down.
Want me to get this running down. Now, a coach is not for everyone. A coach is for
Okay.
me. There's different types of coaching opportunities. There's an online coach that will send you a work plan, a workout. He analyzes it, or she may analyzes it, and you guys will talk about it. That did not work for me. It does not work for me. And I think that may work for someone who's more have more. I'm a beginner, someone who has been doing this for some time, athlete
Yeah.
who understands. I'm new. I need someone that's going to be on my butt, who's going to say, listen, I understand you took a day off, you need rest, but we need to get back at it.
Yeah.
Who I can go to, who I can show me, what am I doing wrong on the bike? Because I'm just like, how is this person next to me faster than me? I'm like, I'm biking just like they're biking. like, what am I doing wrong? And I notice so when you have clip-ons, this is something I learned. The guys say you take your feet as if you're wiping away something on the bottom of your feet when you're pedaling. That's how you should be pedaling. You shouldn't just be pedaling.
Right,
No, you have to. Yes, like you're right. Exactly. That's how you pedal. And if you work that way, that adds speed in the drawing. I was like, what? And it works. It works. So little tricks that work. And that's why, for me, a in-person coach worked. Now, when I was doing my Ironman, my coach was online. He was great, but I really needed something a little bit more in person and close to me. So I got a swim coach, someone who just helped me with my swim and, helped me with making sure, that my form was right, that I was breathing, because it's called bilateral breathing. I don't breathe on both sides. I breathe on one side. So, different ways of showing you. Like, remember I told you I used to swim with my eyes closed.
You're right.
And if my online coach didn't know that, he didn't ask, but, and I didn't tell him. I didn't think to tell him. But my in-person coach was like, "Are you see where you go?" Because I don't think. And I said, "Oh yeah, I swim with my eyes closed." He was like, "Okay, you got to open them up." Okay. Even though you got goggles on, so I was able to find a company. That's another thing, finding goggles that does not seek water inside. So I found a company. I love the Magic 5. They're awesome. I, to this day, have not got a drop of water, not a drop of water inside. So I can wear my contacts, my prescription contacts, and my goggles without that problem. The Magic 5 customize your goggles for your face. They're very expensive, but they have sales throughout the year, and I will buy a pair when they have a sale. Because, these goggles are like $90 for goggles. And you can get them. They had 70% off during like Black Friday. And I got 2 pair. And that was great. And sometimes you write reviews, they give you discounts. So I always look at companies, because like I said, once again, this stuff is expensive, that have a discount that they offer. And I try to utilize that during those times so that it's worth me saying, oh, do I need another of whatever it is during the sport. Same thing with shoes. Clip-on shoes are not cheap. Trying to buy those and get the ones that work for you. The Ironman Foundation was able to get me a pair from Italy. These are wonderful. Yes, you can put them on your bike, and you have to learn how to do the fly-on method. You fly on your bike, and the shoes will clip on for you. I know, that is so wonderful. You clip right into the shoes, and you just keep going. So you don't have to, tie up your shoes, or you don't have to put nope. You just get on the bike, you put your feet in, and it clips on, and it fits to your foot size. I know, I love it. So I've been finding different methods, different tricks, different tips to help me. And what works for me, because everything works different for everyone. And there's also software that I use. Training Peaks is excellent. There's Swift with a Z, which is really great. You can train indoor. There's Ruby. Is another one, and it has all the Ironman bike routes. So you can actually ride them, and they're all in person. Yes. They're all real. And I was like, oh my. So I was able to do that for a few of my races. I truly appreciate. Yeah, this tri community has really been such a big help, such a big support. And like I said, I'm new. I'm new to all of it, and everyone has been so helpful in helping me. Now, multi-sports is new to my life. I'm also been part of other organizations, Girl Scouts. I'm a life member. I'm also the troop leader for my daughter's troop from kindergarten to now. They're all in 10th grade and they're working on their gold award. And I'm also in my sorority. I am the visual leader of a new chapter I just chartered here in New Jersey in Bergen County. And I am also working with my son's school. So I do a lot, and I just got a promotion at work.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I work as with the Economic Development Department for the County of Bergen as a tourism strategist. We're having FIFA 2026 come here, that World Cup for soccer. And so I will be working on that. And I'm really excited to help curate experiences for everyone that's coming in and out of Bergen and New York. So, you know, all of these things happening. And oh, yeah, I forgot. I have this wonderful husband. That we've been married over 18 years, and I will marry him again. We renew our vows every 7 years, and I love him to pieces because he allowed me to do all that I do and been supportive. So through all this other stuff that I'm doing, and I'm very active in my sorority, I still make time for my and be disciplined for my training for this year. Now, we have plenty, and I was also officer. I just had a digital branding, balancing the digital world for my Jack and Jill group, the education and legislative chair. We just had it yesterday, and it was wonderful, wonderful event. So all of these things, you know, I have to add discipline because, you know, there's always these, I don't want to say chicken dinners, but galas and different luncheons and brunch and fundraisers. And I have supported them all in the past, all year round. But during my training, I said, no, I apologize. I can't attend. Be more than happy to donate. Or you know, this year I'm unable to donate. My donations are all going to me.
Right, right.
But seriously, it is a lot to go on this trip. So I guess the other side of this is to go to these different things. As you know, you travel different places for different events. With triathlon, you really have to coordinate everything. For an example, in June for my Rockland Ironman in Illinois, we my son is going with me because my daughter and my husband have something, but my son is going to be my Sherpa. Sherpa is a helper that help assist and make sure you got everything. So we're looking for travel. You need to make sure you get your bike there.
Right.
You know, and that's important in how much it weighs. And there's bike companies that you can use sometime, but I'm traveling with my bike with me. And there's no plane or airport during June that goes to Rockford, Illinois. Yes, so now I'm trying to figure out, we can take the train there, which will take us 28 hours to take there and back. But they have, you know, the train carts. And I said, oh, that would be a great experience for me and my son. My son was like, look, let me look at another option. So he was able to figure out we are going to take a nonstop plane to Chicago.
Okay.
We will get there in 3 hours from where we are, and then take a train from Chicago to Rockland, which is an hour. So that's all of
Okay, great, great.
4 hours versus 28. My son was like, I would love to rock with you the whole time.
He said no.
I would love the experience of taking a shower on the train, but we need to look at another way of getting there. So we're gonna take the plane to the train, and then take an Uber over.
Okay. Great.
And that will take all of 4 hours. We
Right.
figured it out. So doing these different multi-sport events, you need to make sure not only your travel, but getting your bike over, making sure you have all the equipment, or if you're not bringing those, there are rental companies that you can use, and you need to make sure that you reserve or make sure that you have those things all set. So you have to make a one of my Fast Chicks mates said that you have to make an itinerary for yourself, and she has like a 14-page itinerary, and it's awesome because it tells her everything, because she said she forget. She got to take her vitamins. She has to take her vitamins at this time. Make sure you have the night before, pull out your cap, pull out your tri kit, pull out your wet shoes or your wetsuit. So with my wetsuit, I use booties. Because I don't like to touch the bottom.
Yeah.
So you can use booties. So they're like little socks, but they're the same material of the wetsuit.
Oh, okay.
And they even have gloves. I use the whole thing, girl, because I just don't like touching anything in the open,
slimy.
in the open
like,
water.
What is that? Yeah.
Right, exactly. So make sure you have all of that. So you have to really outline. There's a template you can use, and I have. She shared it, and so I started putting my stuff in there, making sure you pack all your stuff, and some stuff you can get when you get there. But it's so important that you have all these pieces, and no one really tells you these things. And I'm just being part of this community. I was like, oh wow, I didn't think about all that. I just thought about just getting on a plane and going. No, you got to make sure all those pieces with your bike, the weight of your bike. You have to take your bike apart, make sure that there is a on-site or a company nearby to put your bike together. And as you know, your bike is set to your height. So you have to make sure that you have your seat on the right height. And so, my bike is called the Bronx.
Hey.
Yes, that's my girl. Yes, that's my girl. She is awesome. I got a new bike from a very awesome investor who invested in me and believe in me. And the Bronx is wonderful. She has helped me and been there, and she does great things, and she has allowed me to really accomplish a lot. So I really appreciate the Bronx, and she appreciates me. So grateful for that.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. It was inspiring. Now I wrote down kayak, bike, run. I have to look that up because I started kayaking last year. And I'm like, this is fun. Why isn't everybody doing this? So now I got to look into that. Yeah.
That's usually in October. They have that October.
Okay.
It's in Jersey Shore. And afterwards, I can definitely send. It's by DQ Events, I believe, is the bike director that does the kayak, bike, and run. We had a fun time doing it. If you do it, I'll do it too.
Okay.
I'll definitely do. That's a fun one. They really have a lot of fun. Really fun. And the run is reasonable.
Okay.
The run is reasonable. I did the running. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Okay. I'm gonna look into it. I haven't joined those groups, but talking to other triathletes, they have mentioned, fast chicks, and just not too long ago, Black Girls Do Bike, in conjunction with someone else, they had a panel discussion.
Yes.
And that was great to hear and see. You see people that look like you, participating in these events, and not just participating, but doing like you mentioned, Doc, and Derica, Lisa, just like they're doing it and making getting on the podium. That's something I aspire to do as well. But it's great, and it just looks like a fun community, just like the cycling community and the running community. And what I really got out of your story was community, and how you're a part of so many communities, and I think that's important, especially when you are trying something new, to join a community, because you may get a bike, you may get a wetsuit, you may get a kit because someone else gives it to you, and they understand this is expensive. Like, this can be expensive, and then once you from the events to the travel to the gear, you're spending a lot of money. So it's just great to have people that have been doing this for a while and can give you tips, so you're not wasting your time and you're not wasting your money.
Right.
So yeah, I really.
And it's also important, I would like to add, is a sponsor. Sometimes if you can get a sponsor, there's companies out there that will definitely sponsor you. A lot of insurance companies like to sponsor events as this diversity in this type of sport.
Yes.
There are boys and girls clubs that will help sponsor you, not just them, but to see that we have people of color who are doing these things, because that's what they teach at the Boys and Girls Club, at the YMCA, at the YWCA. They teach you different sports and different opportunities in different ways. So they will also sponsor you. There are non-profits and there are LLCs. There's different companies that will definitely sponsor your inspiration, your goal, your whatever you're trying to achieve. So that sometimes help. And if you get that sponsor, they will help with travel. They will help pay for registration. That's another thing. Registration for these things are not cheap at all. Some of the events, I can tell you, the Escape the Cape. I can't think of the race director or the event that covers that. It will come to me, but girl, their medals are awesome.
Hey.
They're the ones who also oversee the Philly women's tri.
I'm doing
that one is great. And this year, the first time ever, they're doing a Philly women's tri super sprint, because the regular sprint tri, I believe, is 300 meters in a pool. It's only 9 miles on the bike. I shouldn't say only. I should say only, but it's 9 miles on the bike, and it's a 5K.
Yeah.
But the super sprint, I believe, is 150 meters, which is only half the pool. It may be like 3 laps. And the bike, I think, is 5 or 6 miles, and the run is only 1 mile. So a lot of Black Girls Do Bike will be participating in that one as well.
Yeah.
You can also participate as a relay. So a lot of women, I know when I was doing my Ironman in New York, and I was introducing it in the Black Girls Do Bike page, it was like, oh wow, I didn't know that you can do this in a relay. Yeah, you don't have to do the whole tri if you don't want to, especially as a beginner. Some people do, but you can do it as a relay as well. So yeah, having a sponsor does help. And that is something I'm learning, and that's something I have been sharing with people. When you get scholarship, listen, that work. And what I have done or have learned to do is at the end of the year, usually the last race is in October, November. Um, I may be doing, I may doing the Ironman 70.3 Florida, December 14th. Maybe in December. So it's in a warmer part of the world,
Yeah.
but I may be doing that. But typically the tri season ends in November. So that's when I start planning for the next year
Next year.
and looking at how much it will cost. Usually October, November, I start planning for the next year and seeing how much it was cost. Now look, I'm like planning for next year. I'm all been in this for 2 years. But I have learned if you plan ahead and you budget,
Right.
it will keep you on track.
It will.
So for this year, I planned just for entering registration and some travel. For me, it was about $2,000 for some travel. And I wasn't going that far, and then some of it was being sponsored by different sponsorships. Like I said, Ironman is sponsoring some stuff for me. USA is sponsoring some stuff for me. So at the end of the day, I'm able to do a lot and participate a lot and challenge myself. So I leave with this too. There's the Rocky Run Challenge in October, I believe.
I heard
And I
about
told you
that.
I'm not a runner, and I'm going to do that challenge. So they have a 5K, and then you can do the 10 miler, 10 miler. So it'll be 13 miles. And if you complete both, then you'll have completed the Rocky Run, where he runs up the steps.
Yes.
In Kilimanjaro, or not Kilimanjaro, is another mountain that he does. And you get this huge, beautiful medal. So that's another thing. I run for the medals too. So they are beautiful, right? Some of them are really, really nice. So different race and teams and different race companies have some beautiful medals. Disney have some beautiful medals.
I can imagine.
Ironman have some beautiful medals.
I can imagine.
Right? They have some beautiful medals. So those are all some that I look at too when I'm like, is it worth me paying all this money? And the end of the day. And so with one of my Fast Chick friends, she does this Chesapeake Bay run.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last 5 years, I have done it. So if you do each one each year, the medals all makes a huge medallion.
Whoa.
And it's beautiful. So the last one is this year, which I'll have my medallion piece. And I also learned of an open water swim in PA. They have, if you do the 3 of them, they have beautiful medals in between, but they all come together as a beautiful medallion. Yes. So I'm excited. And those are ones that I have entered into, not just for the medals, but for the swimming, the opportunity, and the community. And oh my God, I can't believe we went all this time and I didn't mention my Team Varlo. I'm part of Team Varlo. Team Varlo is a national endurance team that I was selected for. And you put in an application and they only take a certain amount of people each year. And what I love about Team Varlo, a little plug, right? I love about them is that they are in it for all. They are the most diverse team that I've seen. They don't matter your athletic ability, whether you're a beginner or whether you're someone who's going to try.
Right.
They're all in it to help and support. And I love that community too. Very diverse community. The 3 owners, they are wonderful. and they are just so embracing, and it's been welcome, a welcoming place. Once again, community is awesome, and I love my community with my sisters, and but this right here is a whole gamut of everyone, men, women of all ethnicities, race, abilities, and we come together. And I've met some great people that on a daily that I wouldn't say that we would have have had a conversation or talk, but I have really met some really dear friends where we room together when we go to different events, and we may call or text and say, hey, are you going to this event? Hey, you want to room together? Oh, hey, I'm going to be out there early. You want to come to my family's house? Or if, you're going to the event, hey, don't bring your bike. I have an extra bike, so I love that community, and it has widened my lens of I don't want to say my competitor, but of other people other than my sisters, my Black and brown sisters. It has widened that community of everyone assisting, supporting, helping, and providing that community that is very important when you're doing this. And one of the mottos is that you can do this alone, but when we do it together, we go further.
Right.
So appreciate Team Varlo.
Right. Nice.
My second year with them. Nice. So very happy to be a part.
That's great. Yeah. What you just said applies to everything, I think, but especially with this and having that community, having that team, that sisterhood, that brotherhood, I think it's so helpful. And I'm happy to be a part of different communities, which now my friends, they just started out, we were just members. Now we're friends and we do other things together, and then participate in other events that they may not be biking. They may be trail running. They may be skating, swimming, or doing a triathlon. So that's what I really appreciate, the community for. But any final words before we depart?
Well, I am of the mindset of always try. And if something doesn't work, try again tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I actually have that on. So we have in the tri world, or in the multi sports, you always should have like almost a list of your emergency contacts. So if someone finds you, you'll have everything on it. This is by Road ID. And on here I have try again tomorrow. I have try again tomorrow because, sometimes today it just was not a good day, or you couldn't get a workout in, and don't get mad and upset with yourself. I always say try again tomorrow. Try again. I know some people are like, well, tomorrow's not promised to you. Okay, but
if it is
right, try again tomorrow. And my other is always, I am new to this, but I'm committed and I'm true. I'm going to try, and if I don't succeed, I'll try again. And I think that what has prevented a lot of us of color, especially women, with our hair, with swimming, and with biking too, because putting on that helmet, so it's like, what do I do? I can't put it in, trying to figure out what do you do with your hair. And, so that has prevented, I know, a lot of women of color from swimming and biking. So I say, look, getting my sister locks has been the second best decision other than marrying my husband. The second best decision I made in my life. I've been natural before, and I said I was going to wait until I was 50, but I couldn't wait. So I'm 2.5 years locked now,
Ooh.
sister locks, and this is the best decision I have made. The second best. Like I said, my husband's my first, but the second best decision I made in my life because I can do whatever I want with my sister locks, and I'm shaved on the sides and in the back. But it works like a charm for me for swimming and biking. That has been a hesitant, and I can say for myself, I missed 2 swim lessons because I was waiting for my swim cap. There's a swim cap that that's waterproof. It's by a black owned company called Hairbrella. Hairbrella.
Okay.
Yes, and I got the sports swim cap, and I was waiting for it to come in. I'm like, and I missed 2 swim sessions because I'm like, listen, I just got my hair retied. I am not trying to get chlorine if I don't have to, and it works. It truly works. And I love those caps. Those are wonderful caps. I mean, on race day, you can't wear those. You have to wear the race cap. Give you, unless you have unless you have an exception or some type of accommodation. Or maybe you can wear the swim cap and put it on top. I don't know, but I'm telling you, girl, that thing saved my life too. That's another tip. So I love my Hairbrella Sports. Sports is the operative word because they have the regular one, but the sports one is really nice and your hair doesn't get wet. I can contest to it. You put it on right and it works for me. And one of my other swimmers said, find something you love. And if you're wanting to start and have a good time, sometimes I wear tutus when I with my kids on the race field. I also started wearing my sparkle. I put sparkles on because you have your glasses on, no one can see you, have your helmet on. So I put on my sparkles, stars, because I'm a superstar in my own right.
That's right.
And so find something that you really like and you really love and you make it customary to you. So I wear my sparkles whenever I do a race. And now I'm looking for a nice little gloss to go with it. Because that's what Fast Chix is, always be glossy.
Ah.
You swim, bike, run with your gloss on. And we do. We swim, bike, and run with our gloss and looking good doing it. So, and it's not a race. It's not about that. It's not a pace. It's all about you finishing. So, it might be frightening at first. It might be scary. But if it's something that you might be interested in, because I know this is very important, people, your hair, your nails, there are ways we can get around that. There are ways. So, if you don't want to start swim, biking, and run all at once, you can always find a super sprint or just get out there and bike or get out there and run or get out there and swim. There are locations in New York City and in New York and in New Jersey that are for us. And that's another thing I found a lot in this community. I found a lot of coaches that are for us, that want to help us, and that are great for new people who want to get in these multi-sports. So definitely, I always say try. Don't let your fear take over. Try to see the brighter side, something you tried new. If I can say to my 30-year-old self, this would be something I would have started then. I just was so scared. I just kept saying, oh, my hair, I just can't, what am I going to do with my hair? I just can't have worry. I came up with every excuse in the book until, like I said, I had a near-death experience, which have changed all of that. So I would tell my 30-year-old self, try more, do more, get out there a little bit more. You don't have to just work and and be corporate and try to work that corporate um, uh, ladder and
Yeah.
climb the corporate ladder. You don't need to. Um, you can do other things with that,
Right.
and that's where I was saying I do a few things, not just multi-sport, and I love it. And it's just all about managing it. I
Right.
can't do everything, but I try to do my best.
And that's all you can do.
Yes, and that is it.
That is all you can do. Man, thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm just super excited about your skating. I used to skate when I was younger and I've tried it. Well, I've done it more since I got older. And I'm like, okay, maybe now that I'm more flexible, but I'm like, I don't know about this. But I love that. I love that. When is your next one coming up?
A skating event. It not until October, so
Okay.
it's a run skate. So I run 10K,
Wow.
then I skate half marathon. Right.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. I love that. That's gonna be next on my list. Let me put skate and run. See, you got me at the run,
Listen,
but I'm enjoying that more. So okay, skate and run October. We'll look at that.
yeah.
We'll have to look at 2026 because my October is full. That's when I'm doing the full one in
Oh
California.
yes.
Yeah. So, California, but yeah, skate run October. Definitely look at that as an opportunity. But I love that. I truly love that, and to have those skate teams and people from all over.
Right. Yeah.
Your inspiration. I'm like, okay, I love it, love it, love it, and I love seeing us doing that.
Yeah.
I really do. I truly, truly, truly do. And if that's an inspiration in itself. That we have those interests, and there are a world for it.
Right. Right. I'm just so thankful and blessed that I get the opportunity to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I get a chance to meet people like yourself and others that are into it. So it's just like, wow, it's not just me. I'm not just the only black person. I'm not just the only woman, doing these
Right.
events. And it's great. It's
Exactly.
great. I'm not just the only one from the Bronx.
Right. Yes. Exactly. And that
Yeah.
point right there.
Right,
Not the only one from the Bronx. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it and I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm blessed. But yeah. And
Absolutely.
I'm blessed to interview people and get inspired even more. Like, wow, this is great. So, on that note, again, thank you so much.
No, thank you. So great being here. No, thank you. I do truly appreciate it.
And hopefully, we could ride together sometime.
Yes.
Soon, once the weather gets nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Best of luck with all your training and with everything else that you got going on.
Thank you. Trying to hold on. Yes. It's a lot, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And, I truly enjoy it because I'm like, what is life for?
Right.
Enjoy.
That's it. What is it? We just. That's another topic for another.
It is, especially with everything going on, politically in our world. Yes, so that is a topic for another day. But yes, try to make best of all the little inklings and things that you have now, and enjoy them.
Right, But thanks again. This is the Rolling With Tay Podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, a.k.a. Tay. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.